did you do that?
So the scene starts with Carson and Caroline, and she asks him, can he get on top of her, basically, so she can show him a move. And I'm not sure if I told y'all, but in one of the prior scenes, she punched him in his face when she first met him. And I thought it was, you know, a little jokey joke, but he had a big ass knot on his face because she's an MMA fighter. So she was like, you know, I'm not into this. And she was like, you know, oh my gosh, like, don't act like that. So he did it, and this is what they ended up looking like. She mentions while sitting on him that he's hard, and he's like, just get up off me, you know, like, let me do me. And she's just like, yo, what is your deal? And he's just like, bro, like, are you not seeing what's going on right now? Like, I'm hard. I'm upset. So Connor and Sensor Ray got a message that they're supposed to prepare a meal together, but instead they're on the couch giggling and laughing, eating Chinese food like, you know, we feel the assignment. She's like, now. He's like, yeah. So, it's a vibe. So in the midst of this conversation, Sensor Ray asks Connor to tell her something private that's important. And he's just like, look, you don't want to know about my past. It's crazy. I don't even want to talk about it. How about you tell me something private about your past? And I'm just thinking this whole time, like, damn, girl, you talking to this man more than you talking to your husband, period. You know, and I'm just like, that's crazy as hell to me. But anyway, so she starts talking, y'all. And let me tell you her story. Oh, wow. So she mentions that she basically used to be a prostitute back in the day. And one of her regulars used to beat up on her. He got off on it. So one time he beat her real good, like, fucked her up, basically. She can't have kids. Okay, so remember, her husband is Dallas. Her real husband. She's with Connor, but her real husband is Dallas. And remember, he's with Deandra, which is his wife. And through that conversation, Dallas mentioned a few times that he wanted to have kids. So I think this is kind of what's going on right now. And Connor's response to her just expressing all of this was literally, don't trip, potato chip. I ain't trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho or nothing like that, so you ain't got to worry about it. As he's scarfing his food down, like, So we're back at Sawyer and Maggie, you know, and they are, you know, in the kitchen talking, and she, you know, is doing a little whole getting serious stuff, like, you know, playing around, but really that's the way that she flirts is how I feel. And so he started getting serious back with her. They up there playing around and they joking and play fighting, and then she ends up like, look, at the end of the day, this is not a game. This is for real. Even though we're in an experiment, this is our real life. And he tells her this damn story about him getting beat up for the first time, and how his trainer wasn't mad at him, and how his trainer whispered in his ear to trust his hands and let it do the fighting for him or whatever, some shit like that. And his ass gonna say it to her, holding her hand, like, no, like, everybody here is just doing a whole lot of too much for all of them to be like in a whole entire marriage with other motherfuckers. Like, they are literally out here like gassing these motherfuckers up, really trying. So Dallas and Deandra's of course cooking something else, because she always in the kitchen cooking for her man apparently. And as soon as Dallas walks in, she's like, good morning, Poochkins. And I'm just like, she is just so thirsty. She really looking for a new man, like, now. So Dallas just basically goes off on her like, look, you playing house like a child. You acting like you my wife. You're a stranger. I don't know you. I got a wife. Like, he just went off on her. And she was just like, look, you need to relax. Like, you came here looking for me. Obviously, you're in here for a reason. So tonight, I need you to be ready, because you forgot how to have fun. So I'm going to take you out to have some fun tonight. Be ready 8 p.m. sharp. And he's just like, yes, ma'am. And I'm just like, uh-oh. So Carson get the pre-screen of Caroline, and it basically, she just talks about how she wants a man who has a strong mind, how people thought she was gay growing up because she used to fight with the boys and wrestle with the boys and just do all of that stuff and win. And now she's a professional MMA fighter, but she always used to be real tomboyish. So he learns a little bit about that, but he also is curious. Like, she mentions, you know, maybe she's interested in girls. She doesn't know, because she wants a soft hand but a strong mind. And he's just like, wait, what you just said? So that's just a little bit, not too much, not crazy, but okay. So we're back with Sensor Ray and Connor comes through. He just talks to her, basically talks about how he's scared of everything, and apologizes to Sensor Ray for the way he treated her. And she's like crying and just comes up and just plants a fat ass kiss on him. And I'm like, whoa. So she is the first one to start breaking rules in the marriage. So Maggie learned about Saw. I'm start calling him Saw Sawyer. What Maggie learned about Saw is that he actually wants to be a writer, and he no longer even wants to be a boxer anymore. That's just all he knows. And that's so crazy to learn that, because she belittled him so much, you know, and in reality, writing is his escape. So that was real interesting to me. So we're back with Carson and Carolina. They're preparing the meal. They're having a good conversation. They are really collaborating well, but he's kind of trying to figure out, based off the video he saw, if she's gay, what's her type. And, you know, they get into this whole conversation. And at the end of the conversation, she says something about I have to tie her up. And like, he does this super weird, like, facial expression. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So Maggie and Saw are getting really into it. Maggie basically just is a whole new person. She tells Sawyer, like, hey, you make me feel safe. I like the way you look at me. I'm so mad that they dangled you all in front of me and I can't have all of you right now. And he's just like, you know, your thighs be wiggling when you be making eggs, right? And I'm just like, yo, they are just so flirtatious. So since Ray learns that Connor has killed someone, he doesn't go into detail, but she's just so interested in everything that he's saying. And like, immediately I would have been like out of that motherfucking, like, okay, experiment over. But she was just looking like, oh man, yeah, murder, I know all about that. Like, she was just so content. And Dallas learns that Deandra family is full of secrets, including facts that, you know, she had an uncle that used to basically touch on her and things like that. So that's what basically he learns about her. Then Deandra comes out. He closes the phone. She's just like, oh, look, hopefully it's not too much. Girl, it was too much. From there, he ends up trying to, like, kiss her or something, but ends up like this long sniffing of the neck. And it was so long. Like, in real life, me watching it, I felt super awkward for her. Like, damn, like, why is he just sniffing her up and down her neck like this? It was so awful. All right, so Carson basically has her, he comes inside the room, sits on the chair while she's doing her little ballet thing. She's like, you gonna just stare at me? He's like, come here. Ties her up on the chair, right? Blindfolds her and start doing this weird ass shit, you know what I'm saying? Grabbing all up on her neck. And she's like moaning and stuff. And I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck is happening here? And he like tied her hands to the chair too. So he got her bound, top some, oh, it's an exercise about trust. She's like, it's about submission, as he, you know, chokes the life out of her. Just kidding. He didn't do that. But he was choking on her, okay? And it was just crazy. Then here's Sensa Ray ass go moaning all loud and shit in the room with the door open, masturbating. I'm like, girl, ain't no way in hell that toy that you got is making you scream that loud, okay? And then here's Connor walking past the door, and I'm just like, she doing way too much. Like, it's definitely never that serious, okay? Like, you definitely not masturbating and screaming as loud. My question to y'all, if y'all was Caroline in this situation where, you know, your new husband wanted to try and tie you up to a chair and blindfold you, would you allow him to do that in that moment? And keep in mind, y'all, they haven't even known each other for that long. I'm telling you, I swear it's been like 3 days and all of this shit is going down. I may be wrong, but I'm telling you, from what I've been seeing, that's what it feels like. That's a lot to deal with. If you like this video, love this video, leave comments in the comment section and let me know what videos or shows you think that I should do reviews on. Talk to you later. It's your girl, Angel Von Drina.